All right, so welcome tonight to Your Diet and Your Skin. I'm Coach Trish Chaput as opposed to Dr. Trish. So Dr. Trish and I have been switching off every other month doing these webinars. So I'm your host for this evening and happy to be here. Happy to have you join me. I'm going to mute stop my video, mute my screen, so to speak, if that's a thing. And that way we just have the slides for now. And then I'll come back when we're at the end and answer any questions and open it up for other folks as well. So as I said, you can put things in the chat if you have any questions, feel free to do that. And I will be back on there in a moment. I'm just going to send a quick text. Somebody's trying to get into the webinar. So let me just let them know to check email for a new link. Okay. All right. So tonight, your diet and your skin. Let's dive in, shall we? It's a topic that is near and dear to my heart because I have really noticed a personal connection between my diet and my skin for sure over the years. So welcome to this webinar tonight. I'm really happy you've decided to join me and learn how to improve your skin through diet. If any of you have been working with us at Discover Health for any length of time, you know that diet and gut health and nutrition and all of that is foundational to overall health. And so tonight we're going to talk a bit about the skin specifically and how that all ties in. So by the end of the class or the presentation, you'll understand exactly why the things you're eating are just as important as the thing you're putting on your skin. Because so often with things like skin and hair and nails, we focus on topical products or focus on the external kind of things we could be doing. But really, we're going to look at things from the inside out and the effects of diet and the effects of what you're putting into your body and how that is helping or possibly hurting your skin in terms of appearance or in terms of texture and feeling and hydration and all that good stuff. So you could have the most intensive, expensive, holistic skincare routine, but you can still sabotage everything if you're not feeding yourself the nutrients and vitamins that your skin needs to thrive. It's really the bottom line. So let's jump right into this and figure out what we should be doing and where we might be going wrong. So let's talk first of all a little bit about what is skin, right? Skin is the human body's largest organ. It's an active living tissue that serves as a tough but flexible armor to keep harmful microbes, chemicals, and sun rays away from your more sensitive inner tissues. Your skin can also act as a mirror of what's going on inside your body. So whether you're battling acne, dry skin, dull skin, wrinkles, rosacea, eczema, or any other skin problems, creating a healthy diet plan can help combat these issues. So all of those could be linked to what's going on dietarily. How a diet makeover can lead to a beauty makeover, as we were saying, the general rule of thumb that most dermatologists agree on and that research has thoroughly backed up is that inflammatory foods are bad for your skin as well as other parts of your health. So inflammatory foods like sugar, starchy foods, gluten, coffee, alcohol, those are the ones that they pretty much have come to consensus with through the research are considered to be inflammatory. Nutrient-rich foods are good for your skin. So that's foods with vitamins and minerals like omega-3, vitamin C, antioxidants, chlorophyll, beta-carotene, and zinc. And don't be too overwhelmed by all this. We're going to break it all down as we go along in these slides. So first of all, acne and pimples are proven to be caused by inflammation. So if you're trying to reduce breakouts, this is what could help, right? So often we're looking again at topical products to try to deal with blemishes or breakouts or anything going on our skin, but our bodies break down different types of food in different ways. Refined sugars and refined flours, like what you'll find in soda or pasta, in bread, cake, anything really with flour or sugar, to an extent, they've all been stripped of their slow digesting fiber. So this means our bodies break down the compounds really quickly. They go right to our bloodstream. And in doing so, it causes our insulin levels to spike, which is actually a pro-inflammatory response. This increase in insulin produces hormones called androgens. Too many androgens cause your pores to produce more oil, which can get trapped inside your pores and create pimples. So I know that when I eat too much sugar, I will start to break out. My face will get pimples a little bit around my mouth, especially around my chin or under my nose. I'll notice I get a little breakout or maybe on my forehead. Not huge, not a ton of acne, but if I pay attention and notice what I've been eating, I can connect that for sure if my skin is not so clear. So first things first, what should I be avoiding? Reduce your sugar. We're all eating way too much of it in the United States, particularly the standard American diet. Maybe not those of you who have been working with us for a while, because as you know, this is obviously something very familiar. If you tuned in when we covered the case against sugar back in March, which was a webinar that I did back then, this will be a familiar message. And you can get a lot more details on sugar if you go to our YouTube channel and check that one out. But the American Heart Association, for instance, recommends that we eat no more than 9.5 teaspoons, which is 36 grams of sugar each day. I can't even handle eating that much. I have very little sugar in my diet on a regular basis in terms of added sugar, and I find I do much better personally. But how much does a typical American actually eat? The average adult consumes 22 teaspoons, and the average child, 32 teaspoons. So smaller person, more sugar. Really doesn't make sense. But anyway, in fact, the average American consumes 3 pounds of sugar each week. So if that's the case, there's a lot of room for improvement there. Now, there are two types of sugars that we eat. There's naturally occurring sugars, and there's added sugars. So really what we're talking about is added sugar. Naturally occurring sugars are pretty self-explanatory. They're found naturally in foods like fruits and dairy. And we're not saying don't eat any fruit, but we want a good healthy balance, right? Added sugars include anything that's been added during processing or preparation, like putting sugar in your coffee would be added sugar. Or if you look at a label and it's got added sugars, that'll be right on the nutrition label. So that's what we're talking about. And those little bits, they tend to add up pretty fast. So unfortunately, you can't always tell by a nutrition label whether sugars are added or naturally occurring, but you can keep an eye out for the following. Look for ingredients like brown sugar, corn sweetener, corn syrup, fruit juice concentrate, high fructose corn syrup, honey, invert sugar, malt sugar, molasses, raw sugar, or anything ending in OSE, like dextrose, fructose, glucose, lactose, maltose, sucrose, or syrup. So those are something that we covered when we did the case against sugar. We talked about the way that ingredient labels are having the very, like in the very first few items, that's typically the thing that is in there at the highest level, so the most quantity in something. But they get around this in the manufacturing world by using different types of sugar. So something might have a high level of sugar, and that might be its first ingredient, so to speak, by quantity. But if they break it down by using 3 different types of sugar, it ends up being further down the list and doesn't look so heavy on the sugar when it really is, right? So because they're sort of gaming the system there in the labels. So you got to watch out for that. The other thing to be familiar with are terms like sugar-free. So sugar-free is less than 0.5 grams of sugar per serving. So if you eat more than 1 serving, you're getting a gram of sugar. Reduced sugar or less sugar is at least 25 fewer sugars per serving compared to a standard serving of the traditional variety. So reduced sugar or less sugar is just relative to whatever the normal thing is of that type, if that makes sense. No added sugars or without added sugars means no sugars or sugar-containing ingredient is added during the processing. So no added sugars or without added sugars is really what you're looking for if you don't want added sugar. So not only is refined sugar linked to acne and skin irritation, but too much can also cause obesity, hypertension, high blood pressure, hypoglycemia, depression, headaches, fatigue, nervous tension, anxiety, aching limbs, so joint pain, things like that, diabetes, stiffening of arteries, and violent behavior. So wow, that's a lot of possibilities of harmful things. So just because something sounds healthy doesn't mean it's not packed with sugar, right? Sometimes you have to watch out for things like protein bars or granola bars, yogurt, unless it's unsweetened, dried fruit. Dried fruit is sweet in and of itself, but many times when they're manufacturing and processing dried fruit, they add sugar to it. I don't know why. It's sweet enough, but there it is. You really got to watch your labels and these kinds of items. Granola, salad dressings, condiments, smoothies, whole wheat bread, and pasta sauce. All of that stuff in and of itself isn't unhealthy, but it's a lot of the areas where they seem like healthy products, but some of the brands add a lot of sugar. So it's just good to know your labels and really look at what you're buying if you're trying to cut down your sugar. You want to have that nice glowing complexion and, be overall healthy. That's our goal. So what else should we be avoiding? If you're trying to eat for clear skin and for other health benefits, some general recommendations: cut back on the carbs, because like we said, white bread, pasta, refined sugar, they all break down the same way in our body. Spike our cortisol levels, spike our insulin. Cortisol is a stress hormone that causes breakouts when we're talking about skin, causes inflammation, also affecting our skin. Swap out your white bread for whole grain bread if you're going to have bread, with as few ingredients as possible. Pass on the pasta more often, opt for veggies instead, maybe like spaghetti squash pasta or something like that. There's also lots of great veggie pastas out here, or you can just do vegetables with sauce. Also ditch the dairy. Many experts believe that the hormone level in cow milk from the pregnant cows producing the milk can actually cause excess sebum production, which leads to acne and clogged pores. So to be safe, swap out your cow milk with a dairy alternative, or goat milk-based dairy products can also work for some people. So here comes the hard part we have to confront, even though it might be tough for some people to admit: coffee and alcohol. A couple of vices. I know some folks who love their coffee or really enjoy their glass of wine. You may have heard that red wine is good for you because of the antioxidants. Well, it is to an extent. It's true that red wine contains resveratrol, which is an antioxidant that can help rid the body of harmful free radicals, but it's still basically fermented sugar. So it can wreak havoc on your skin if consumed excessively. So I think the guideline for wine is, or alcohol, it's going to be smaller for, hard alcohol because of the alcohol content, but a measure of wine, like a small glass of wine, 1 per day for women, 2 per day for men, is, I think, the standard kind of considered within the health limit, but more than that is going to be considered not so healthy or not the best approach. So one of the worst offenders is beer, actually, because it's loaded with salts and sugars that add even more stress to the liver and to the metabolism. And it also causes excess dehydration, which is not good if we want glowing, nice, healthy skin. When it comes to hard liquor, the dark liquors, like a rum, for instance, or something like that, would have more additives than clear ones and are also more corrosive to the system. In coffee, hate to say it, but when caffeine is metabolized in the liver, it acts as a diuretic, which causes the need to run to the bathroom that some people get when they drink coffee. And in turn, it also dehydrates the body. So dry tissues and dry skin lead to wrinkles and premature aging. When consumed in high doses, coffee can stress the liver just as aggressively as alcohol. Same thing with high fructose corn syrup as well. And again, we're talking excessively, right? So nobody's saying you can never have coffee. Nobody's saying you can never have wine, but we're saying, if healthy skin and health in general is on your radar and is one of your top priorities, which it probably is if you're here, then you want to enjoy these things in moderation, right? So that's it, right? These are the main culprits, yes. But I want to emphasize, keep in mind, everybody's different. Different metabolisms can handle different foods differently. So some of us may see a giant difference after cutting out some of these things, others won't. Either way, you're likely to see some benefit in your health by cutting back the most inflammatory foods, or for some people, cutting them out completely. If you really want to figure out what your own personal triggers are, the gold standard is a comprehensive elimination diet. And I put our website up here because many of you who have been around for a while have maybe done this, and maybe you recognize some of the things off the list, right? The list is no mystery. It's the most inflammatory foods, and it's the higher allergen foods that tend to cause problems for people. And that's the same for skincare as it is for overall body care. So the comprehensive elimination diet is a foundational tool in functional medicine, and it's a fundamental step in our practice. The purpose of this is for you to be able to find out if you have personal food sensitivities or triggers. So for 3 weeks in this process, you cut out inflammatory foods that we've mentioned, things like alcohol, added sugar, caffeine, gluten, dairy. This enables any inflammatory responses and your immune system to settle down. Then you systematically reintroduce one food at a time for 3 days. This is a proven way to find the most common food sensitivities, also known as your own personal triggers. Once you know your triggers, you can avoid them. And when you do that, you will look and feel your best. And I've had several clients over the past couple of years who have come specifically to us with skin concerns, either acne or rosacea or eczema or dermatitis of some sort, some kind of skin thing going on. They've gone through this process using our Detox Plus program on the website and working with me, doing some coaching visits, cleaning up their diet, finding their personal triggers, and their skin has cleared up. And they haven't even needed to see Dr. Trish in many cases because everything's cleared up once they've figured out what they're eating that's triggering their skin issues. So it can be a really powerful tool to figure out what works for you. So, those are a bunch of stuff that we say are good things to avoid, but I really like to focus on what you can have, right? Because who wants to focus on the things that you got to take away? So what can you eat? So keeping in mind, again, everyone has different personal triggers. Not all of these may be right for you, but here are some general recommendations for healthy skin, according to the research. So let's start with the good stuff. Chocolate. I love chocolate. I don't know about you. But not just any old candy bar is going to help you out. Remember, we just said to reduce or avoid added sugar. So we're talking about high quality, really dark stuff. No semi-sweet, no milk chocolate, and no white chocolate, which is not really chocolate. It's really just sugar. The cocoa flavonols, which are the plant compounds that have all the antioxidants, help hydrate the skin and improve circulation. Who knew chocolate was good for your skin? So this in turn improves the elasticity in your skin, keeping wrinkles at bay. I was thrilled to hear this. Another study found that regularly eating 20 grams of dark chocolate could allow the skin to withstand more than twice as much UV radiation before burning compared to eating chocolate low in antioxidants like milk chocolate. So again, we said get rid of the added sugar, get rid of the dairy potentially. So we're talking like high, over 70% chocolate here, ideally. And if it's not something you're accustomed to, it takes a little working up to. But when you have like a 75 or 80% or 88% piece of dark chocolate, it can be delicious and it is satisfying, but you don't need to eat half a bar of it, like one square. It's very rich. So I highly recommend working your way up to a very dark chocolate and enjoying that. Olive oil. You might have heard the Mediterranean diet is good for your health. It's also great for your skin. Olive oil keeps your skin cells happy. Studies show that women who consumed more than 2 teaspoons of olive oil a day had 31% fewer signs of aging compared to those who ate just 1 teaspoon of olive oil each day. Why? Because olive oil is packed with monounsaturated fatty acids and antioxidants, both of which keep your skin cells healthy. Now, a note for olive oil, make sure that when you're buying it, that you get the good stuff, 100% extra virgin olive oil. Many brands will try to dupe you into paying for an olive and vegetable oil blend, which is not what you want. You want to read your labels. You want to get real, genuine olive oil. It'll also give you a little bit of a kind of a weird feeling at the back of your throat if you take a little sample of it. It's almost like a bitterness, but there's a lot of kind of, I guess, issues in the olive oil industry with some not being so pure. So you want to do your research and get a good olive oil. California Olive Oil Company is known to be a good one that I know is available locally in the grocery stores, and that they do have 100% extra virgin olive oil. So that's something you can drizzle on your salads. You can lightly saute vegetables with. It's a great kind of finisher on greens or other veggies. We're going to talk about veggies in a moment. So tomatoes, I don't know if you have ever heard this, but tomatoes may actually protect you from sunburn. Now, I'm not saying eat your tomatoes and don't ever use your UVA, UVB protectant, as those of us like myself with very fair skin have to be really careful about our skin in the sun. Stay in the shade, wear a hat, use some sunscreen that doesn't have a lot of junk in it. We talked about that in one of our webinars as well, in terms of looking at the Dirty Dozen or the Clean 15. And the EWG.org has some great guides to products as well. So you want to get clean skin products when you are using skin products. But a 2008 study found that people who ate 5 tablespoons of tomato paste daily, along with a tablespoon of olive oil for 12 weeks, had 33% more protection from sunburn compared to a control group that ate just the olive oil. Interesting. So how does this work? According to scientists, tomatoes hold an antioxidant called lycopene, which helps improve the skin's natural SPF. These antioxidants come out even more when the tomato is cooked or processed. Now, again, tomatoes aren't a replacement for sunscreen. Your skin still needs that extra coat of SPF to stay protected, but clearly there's some benefits there from the lycopene. Now, as we said, not every recommendation is going to work for everybody. Some folks don't have a good tolerance to nightshades, which include tomatoes, or for whatever reason, the acidity of tomatoes may be bothersome to them. So take these recommendations into account and figure out what works personally for you. You can also sip your way to smoother skin. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that people who drank green tea for 12 weeks had smoother, more elastic skin and experienced less sun damage when exposed to a UV light compared to the control group. So as we get into the cooler days, make yourself a nice mug of daily green tea. If you're opting for pre-brewed green tea, make sure there are no extra sweeteners, especially like in green iced teas. Sometimes there'll be sweetener in there and extra sugar, but you can find those that are unsweetened. Keep in mind that green tea does have caffeine. So if you want to get your beauty rest, you might want to enjoy this treat a little bit earlier in the day. Prolonged sun exposure can lead to many skin problems and contribute to the aging of the skin. But one way to fight back is to eat more dark leafy greens like kale and spinach. Kale in particular is one of the best sources of lutein and zeaxanthin, I can't say this one, zeaxanthin, nutrients that can help block out the free radicals created by UV light. That is a tongue twister, zeaxanthin. I don't know where they come up with these names. It probably doesn't come as a surprise to anyone here, but eating a variety of different fruits and vegetables each day that have different colors gives your skin and your body everything it needs. We're always talking here at Discover Health about eating the rainbow. And the reason is the darker and brighter the color, the more nutrients. So we want lots of different colors on our plate. So pass over those pale looking veggies and the iceberg lettuce and fill your plate with lots of richly colored vegetables at each meal. If you need an extra boost, if you're having trouble finding enough veggies that appeal to you or don't always have the time or resources, or seasonally, sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult to get some fresh produce, you can also go to your nearest health store and buy some liquid chlorophyll. That can be a supplement that you could take if you're having a bit of a vegetable shortage. The word chlorophyll comes from the Greek word meaning green leaf, which makes sense because it's responsible for creating the green color in plants and algae. Taking a bit of chlorophyll every day can help with everything from fighting bad breath to boosting the immune system, but actually it's also great for skin because it's packed with nutrients and it fights inflammation. Liquid chlorophyll works best when you're drinking tons of water and also maintaining a healthy diet and lifestyle. So as with all supplements, think of it as supplemental, not as a replacement for whole healthy foods, right? I always want to start with food first. And millennials have gotten really into the younger generation. For some reason, avocado is like the whole new rage. And these little green gems are high in healthy fats that benefit many functions in your body, including the health of your skin. So one study of over 70 women found that a high intake of total fat, especially the healthy kind of fat found in avocados and olive oil, that kind of fat, was associated with more supple, springy skin. Avocados are also an awesome source of vitamin E, which helps protect the skin from oxidative damage. They're also high in vitamin C, which creates collagen and keeps skin hydrated and smooth. And at the very beginning of this talk, we talked about pro-inflammatory agents and how they're kind of tough to avoid sometimes. We've got a lot of pro-inflammatory things in our, just in our life, in our food chain and in our, stressful modern existence. But luckily, we've got things like omega-3s on our side. They're naturally anti-inflammatory and super important to incorporate into a skin rejuvenating diet. The best way to pack an omega-3 punch are sardines. One 3.5-ounce serving of sardines contains 1.5 grams of omega-3 fatty acids, making it one of the best sources of omega-3 around. If you can't stomach the idea of sardines, wild salmon is good too. If you can tolerate fish and you can get around the idea of sardines, you can make like a vinaigrette. Don't knock it till you try it, right? I will actually use canned sardines on my salad, and I make a mustard vinaigrette with a spicy mustard, a little balsamic, and some extra virgin olive oil, getting that olive oil in there too, and mix that up. It cuts the kind of smell and the fishiness of the sardines with, I think, probably the balsamic and the spicy mustard. I just mix that up. I kind of pour it around on the fish and put it on the salad. You can also do that with salmon or tuna, that same type of dressing, but they are really rich in omega-3. Other foods that are high in omega-3 include walnuts, chia seeds, spinach, eggs, and flax seeds. I know Dr. Trish is a big proponent of ground flax, but you want to keep your flax seeds in the fridge or in the freezer because they can spoil, and you want to grind them so it becomes like a powder. If you're going to do something with those, like put them on your salad or put them in your smoothie, you want to do fresh ground flax seeds. A high quality omega-3 fish oil supplement can also be a healthful addition to your diet. So what else will make my skin pretty and young and, healthy looking? I want that healthy glow, right? We've covered that acne is caused by inflammation, so cutting out inflammatory foods to take care of that, along with a host of other skin problems. If you're looking for smoother texture on your skin, you want more vitamin C. So things that will give you that include strawberries, citrus fruits, red peppers, and broccoli. They're all packed with vitamin C. Vitamin C actually supports the formation of collagen, which can help prevent wrinkles. If you want a fresh, dewy look, you want beta carotene. That's a type of pigment found in orange, red, and dark green veggies. Aim for 3 cups of food like squash, sweet potato, spinach, kale, and chard to get your full dose of beta carotene. If you want to get a healthy glow, you'll want zinc. Zinc contributes to cell production plus natural cell sloughing, which helps keep your skin bright instead of dull. You want those dead skin cells to be naturally kind of coming off. Zinc can be found in lean meat, pork, poultry, and oysters, but you can also pick up a supplement at your local nutrition or supplement store. And if you want it all, just go for the whole nutritional package and pack in all those various different nutrients. So we touched on collagen a little bit. You can see the difference here in this slide. young skin, normal skin, old skin, normal skin being just, normal adult skin. And then old skin, you can see the collagen starts breaking down with age. The older we get, we tend to have less collagen. Collagen is the main structural protein found in skin and in other connective tissues. It's widely used in a purified form for cosmetic surgical treatments. You may have heard of collagen. And vitamin C plays a vital role in the formation of collagen in our bodies. Foods that contain gelatin, like bone broth, provide collagen as well. Gelatin is the protein substance derived from collagen that's been processed. So collagen is found in the connective tissues of animals, including us. We have collagen in our connective tissues. Foods such as chicken skin, pork skin, beef, fish, all of those are sources of collagen from our food. It's a main component of our skin, and it plays a role in strengthening our skin as well as in elasticity and hydration. As you age, our body produces less collagen, leading to dry skin and the formation of wrinkles. And that's what you can see where the ridges are starting to form in this slide with the older skin. However, several studies have shown that collagen peptides or supplements containing collagen can help slow the aging of your skin, reducing wrinkles and dryness. One review of 11 studies, focusing mostly on women, found that taking 3 to 10 grams of collagen per day for an average of 69 days led to improvements in skin elasticity and hydration. These supplements may work by stimulating your body to produce collagen on its own. And as we said, vitamin C also plays a critical role. So if you're taking a good multivitamin or some vitamin C crystals or something like that, and you're taking some collagen peptides, then you're doing your skin a favor. Dr. Trish and I both use collagen daily. We use a product called Vital Proteins Collagen. It's an unflavored powder, and we really like the sourcing of that. It's something that we carry in our office, and we use it daily. And I notice a difference in skin, but also in my nails. My nails are growing really well and long and strong. More so than they ever have. And I notice a difference if I take the collagen or not take the collagen. So I know it's making a difference there. So collagen may also help promote the production of proteins that help structure your skin, like elastin and fibrillin. So there's all those different kinds of benefits from that. So water is really important as well. So this one's obvious to most people. We know we should hydrate. We know, water is important, but why? Why is it important to your skin? It flushes out and detoxifies the system. Staying well hydrated keeps your skin clear and glowing. 6 to 8 cups a day is a good, rule of thumb that they typically say. Some people claim they don't like the taste of water. This might be explained by their tap water, right? Depending on what's in their tap water. A filtration system or a filtered pitcher might help. You can also try flavoring your water with sliced fruit or fresh mint. Like some people just don't like to drink plain water. Maybe they don't like, it's not because they don't like the flavor, but it's the absence of flavor. So lemon or lime, cucumber slices are another popular and delicious combination. So how long is it going to take if you do all these things until you notice a difference? Well, it's going to differ, right? There's no black and white in health. So it differs for everyone. If you were to cut out all refined sugars, refined flours, caffeine, and alcohol from your diet for a month, you should notice a difference. As long as you're also getting some exercise, enough sleep, the results should be something akin to a freshly facialed face and a mini facelift. Many people who swear off inflammatory foods for a month see their natural contours emerge, their under-eye bags dissipate, and puffiness disappear completely. And if they've got skin problems like acne and other kind of surface issues like eczema or dermatitis, things that are itchy, they also tend to see those symptoms start to clear up. So there's tons of before and after pictures out there that you can look up. If you need accountability or support to make healthy changes, you can partner with a friend or work with a health coach. For the past several years, I even led a small group coaching Sugar Busters class. It was based on popular demand, and yes, around the holidays, believe it or not. You might think it's a really odd time for us to be doing this, talking about taking out all these things like added sugar around Thanksgiving and Hanukkah coming up and Christmas coming up and holiday parties, and we just got over Halloween. So maybe it sounds like an odd time to start such a thing, but actually when we ran the Sugar Busters class, it was particularly because some of our clients were looking to get support and hold themselves more accountable in making better choices around the holidays. They specifically wanted to do better at eating more nutritious things and passing on some of the overindulgent things throughout this period of, 6 to 8 weeks or whatever between October and end of the year. So that was really helpful. I know for several people, of having that accountability and kind of making a plan. So if you are looking for some support, if you want to reach out, if you've got personal questions, or if you want to partner with a friend and do some small group coaching or some one-to-one coaching, my contact info is here. You can always reach us at the office. There's the phone number. You can reach me by email, or you can go to our website. I'm happy to respond if there's a need for folks to get through the holidays more healthfully. And just remember, better health is a journey. To get started, identify just one simple step from tonight to move yourself in the right direction, right? All of this stuff may not apply to you. You might have had one or two things that resonate with you. Just pick one and start this week in some small, simple way. Before you know it, you'll be making new habits and making a difference in your skin and your overall health. If you want to look deeper into the information that we talked about, I know that there was a whole bunch of studies that we cited and other things. You can check out the list of sources. We're going to post these in our Discover Health Facebook group tomorrow. That's where we always post this. And the recording of this webinar will be on our YouTube channel. All the webinars get recorded, they get put on our YouTube channel, and many of them also get posted on our website as a blog. So you can always find more information. And if you can't find it there, or you don't have Facebook, you can always reach out to me and we will get that information to you. If you want to join our Facebook, you just go to our Facebook page and click on join the group and we'll let you in. So thank you so much for taking the time to join me for your diet and your skin tonight. I hope that you found a few little tidbits that will help you improve your skin routine from the inside out.